Seeing it's 7 p.m. on July 23rd, we'll call the meeting to order for the Master Plan Implementation Committee here in Conference Room 2. This is a hybrid meeting, both on Zoom and in person. If anyone's recording, they need to get permission. Let's open it up by taking a roll call vote.
Dave Spina,
Jessica Taylor.
Norm Cheever,
Diane Gale.
please note that we have a quorum. There's nobody in the audience and there's nobody on Zoom as guests, so there'll be no public comments for tonight. First item on the business is approval of the 6:10 minutes. And 25, has everybody read them? Does anybody need a copy to quickly review? You ready?
Yes, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Any changes anybody wants to make? Anybody want to make a motion?
I think that has to be.
I think so,
one of
what do you
two.
guys?
I wrote them, so one of you two.
Okay.
He has not been
I'm
sworn in, so. he
Okay.
Walking
he
in
can't vote
on the,
today.
doing a
Okay,
bunch of that.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes
Okay,
as presented. And I need a second,
I will second.
okay? All's in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote, Dave Spina and Stain.
Okay,
Jessica Taylor, I.
Norm Cheever, aye.
Diane Gale.
Okay, we have 3 approvals and 1 abstention. Please sign the second page. Be posted. Y'all. Next item is the latest liaison reports. Go around the table, start with you, Jessica, anything to report?
We finally got the items from the Board of Health.
Yes,
So it took a little bit of doing, but Tom sent those over, so I think we're all set. So I think all the other committees have submitted. I don't have anything else to report out.
okay. Any update?
All of the beautification committee action items have been prioritized, my understanding, by all the planning board members and been funneled to. Alan, you should be sending them your way
Great,
soon.
good.
Good. I saw your email on the Rex, Parks and Rec.
Yes.
After the fact, unfortunately.
That's
I was
all
out of
right.
the country, so I didn't see it, so I don't know if you attended or.
I did
Did you?
attend
Fantastic. That's great.
and we prioritized their
Wonderful.
lead action items while I was there,
Excellent, excellent.
so they're done.
All right. I've also heard nothing from our buddies in historical.
Yeah, but their leads are in.
Their leads are in, exactly, but
Yeah.
I have not gotten any feedback on any
Yeah.
of their support stuff.
So, okay,
Yeah.
good. Diane, do you have anything to report? Yeah, you like take your minutes.
Buildings and ground supervisor has resigned, so, although they submitted, they're gonna be kind of at a stay until we settle that situation, just advising you all on that. But you did get all of the prioritizations
Yes.
from that staff. The select board, Russ Anderson is still working on the support items, and I do not believe you got climate change from the other 2 yet either, right? From Russ.
Well,
and-
climate change was only one item, so effectively.
There was,
they're all
support on that too, wasn't there?
good support, but the leads are in. because there was only one.
Right, but the
Yeah.
supports, you've got nothing.
I have nothing from the
Right,
support.
so I will follow up with them again.
Yeah, I haven't got, I don't think I got any of the supports. Including yours. I went back and triple checked. You and Doug, and I couldn't, he thought he had submitted.
When you
it.
sent them out, you had said I already sent mine in.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay,
Um,
I gotta go back and go through it again.
And I'll
Okay?
check mine.
If you check, I appreciate it. Okay,
and then I will just circle back and hit all mine and see if they need any help in
yeah,
doing, I'm sure they're all waiting for the select board to say go or, establish committees or
Yeah.
whatever,
okay,
but I will circle back with them and just see if they need any further assistance.
very good. And the only update I have is, cause all mine are in. I did go to the finance committee meeting. They have no leads, but they have several supports. And they weren't responding to me. So I went to, got on their agenda and went. And they said they would prioritize them. And I've only gotten two so far. So, but anyways,
Okay,
okay. Latest status of new MPIT members. We had one candidate in the select board for a permanent member, right?
correct. Who has since withdrawn?
He's withdrawn.
Mhm.
Oh. Jason Perone had signed up to go in again,
Right.
but he withdrew.
He got some pushback on, leaving the window open for other candidates, and I think you were there for that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
Which I did then post on Channel 15, on all the
yeah,
Facebook forums, on the town website. We got to date, no other applicants
yeah,
for that. So we are still without an applicant because Jason withdrew.
okay. He did withdraw.
Yeah. We did approve the student also on September 14th, the student position,
The planning board also did.
and the planning board did last night.
Okay,
So I'm sorry, the select board is going to have that student on the agenda on Monday. So if you want to come in and talk with him, that is where he will be. Oh, I probably have to advise the planning board to be joint, right? Just like the rest of them,
safe way to go.
right? Okay, so right now he is planned to be on the agenda for Monday. So if you would like to come in and ask questions of him as well, because it will be working with
Mhm.
this committee.
I'll be at the Cape, but I might pull Zoom in. We'll see.
He'll be on at 6:05.
Okay,
Were there any candidates that applied last year that were still interested?
Nope,
No, they were not.
those other parties withdrew as well.
Okay.
We actually appointed those
Mm.
plus, Corey Rowland, but she withdrew
Mhm.
Okay.
Make
back
it
then.
more active and people.
And Norm had reached out to those parties.
Mhm. Nobody's.
Not the right time for anybody.
Yeah.
I reached out to some other people and they would love to, but it's just not the right time in what they've got going on.
Gotcha.
It's hard.
Mm. Okay.
So then if you've got other people, we don't need to appoint them tomorrow or Monday, but we can appoint them when we get them.
Okay.
okay,
But so far, he's on the schedule for Monday and I will check with Jessica to make sure
okay,
she's got plenty of numbers.
very good. Next item on the agenda is discussion on how to select our top 50 lead action items. And I have a possible approach to take for that. I suppose I should share. Even though there's nobody there. Okay. So here's one approach we could do. If we take for each lead organization as one entry, so they're number
They're
one
number one, right, sure.
automatically goes into the top 50.
Based on what their group submitted.
Correct.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then each chapter strategy has to have at least one entry. And after round one and number two, there were 6 that were missing. So there were 6 additional for chapter strategies that didn't have anybody on the initial top 28, or, yeah, we had 28 for round one.
League organizations.
Yeah,
Yep,
round
okay.
two gives us 6 more. Okay, which gives us 34. So
How are
then-
this, I'm sorry, how are the 6 figured? I'm sorry.
What does that mean?
What I went
don't
is
do
for
that.
all the actions in a strategy that did not have representation, I took the highest ranked one across all bodies, all organizations.
Okay. So if it happened to be a particular party's number 2 item,
Right,
right?
well, it depends on how many they had.
Yeah,
I don't understand, I'm sorry.
Okay,
So each lead organization, I get, they had their priorities as the lead,
okay,
whatever ranked number one across
Yeah.
that group is on
yeah,
the top 50.
okay.
Tell me how you're getting the second tier? Is that a second tier?
okay.
So let me.
So each chapter strategy. Like historical has strategy 1, 2.
Let me. Okay, so I want to share this one now, so let's not share. And share again. Okay,
Got it. Do the whole thing, I don't think.
where is it? Why isn't
That's
it?
it's behind. What was it?
See if I have gotten to that one. In the episode. So let me verbally describe it again. Okay, the 28 number ones.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay, populated all strategies except for 6.
Okay.
So we had 6 strategies that were not on the list.
So you looked at like each chapter,
Yeah,
so like
yeah.
land use, housing, econ, development,
Yeah.
and so land use has 3, so you went, okay,
Mhm.
out of those 3, 2 were represented, but 1 wasn't, and then you,
That's
okay.
correct.
Oh,
For instance, land use has 3 strategies, has 3 strategies. Had no number ones in there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so I went and found some for those.
Yeah, I think that's the question is what's the process to find the ones for
Oh.
those?
So they have 3 strategies.
Okay,
Their number, do you have it? What is their number 1, for instance? For land use?
give me the next document.
Like the number 1 can't be in each of the 3 strategies.
Yep.
Okay. So the first page is all number ones from the various organizations.
Okay,
And go to page two. Yeah, there's no page two there.
yes, sir.
Well, there is, but it's not the
Mhm.
page I was expecting. It's this package now with it.
Oh, this is a continuation of this one. Across the line.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's look at this one.
okay.
And I, some of the stapling I've got. Automatic stapling on the town. Okay, so anyways, the first 28 on this list are the number one priorities from the various, each group,
That's this.
okay? Then start with number 29. Strategy number land use 1 didn't have any. Okay, but planning board has got land use 1.1, which was their second out of 31 priorities.
Okay.
So now it has a representative for land use strategy 1. Land use strategy 2, which had land use 2.1 was the highest ranked item in land use 2. And that was the planning board, and it was ranked 9 out of 31.
Mhm.
Land use 3 didn't have one, so 3.1 was planning board's input, and it was ranked number 2 out of 31. So I put that one in. Open space 1 didn't have a representative, but the agriculture commissioner rated 1.4 as number 2 out of 4 in their group, and that was the highest rank of everything in 1.4. Historical commission fills the void for historical and cultural 2.3. And it was number 5 out of 8 on theirs.
Mhm.
And that was the highest rank of anybody in that category. And then for Econ 2, which had a void from above, strategy 2.2 was planning board's 5 out of 31 priority. And it was the highest ranked in that category. So we filled the 6 voids with these 6 action items here.
Mhm.
So now every strategy is covered. And every committee has their number one in.
And can you just back up to
Yeah.
the top 28?
Yeah.
Council on Aging, why is it their number 2 out of 2? How does that, why isn't that their 1 out of 2?
Probably a fat finger from Norm,
Oh. All right,
because it should be a 1 out of 2,
all right,
okay?
okay, all right, and then for the other strategies.
Yeah,
Rank pushing a strategy seems counterproductive to what was their number 2.
well, I'm gonna pick that up in the next group,
All right,
okay?
didn't
First,
mean to jump ahead of you,
the
okay?
first section was to get each committee in for their first.
Yep.
Fill all the strategies. And then the third section is gonna look at number
Coverage of all
3
strategies.
through 5
Mhm.
from each organization. Put them into a paired matrix, which we're gonna discuss tonight.
All right,
So what I'm saying is everything above 34. We're gonna prioritize as a group. To get to 50.
because these were the only 6
Yep,
that were not represented,
that's correct.
Mhm.
right? Okay. And only 3 of those were a number 2, right?
That is correct. But they were the highest rank for that strategy.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go to the third section. Now I'm saying, let's look at everybody's top 5 off of all the organizations. And put them into. The prioritization process for us to fill out the 50.
And these are all need action items.
These are
Each
all
part
lead
is a
action
need.
items.
Yeah.
So planning board number, let's look at number 29, planning board for land use 1.
Mhm.
There was number 2 out of 31. Planning board use, land plan use 2 was 9 out of 31. And planning board land use 3 was 2 out of 31. There was a tie with land use 1 on their prioritization.
Oh, that's what that
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
So planning board will contribute 3 more because they had already gotten 4 from above. Was it 4?
So why wouldn't I feel like we're usurping their,
No, well,
knowledge and priorities by forcing number 9 instead of number 3 of 31,
well, number 3 of 31,
because they tied on 2. So what was their number 3 or 2.5?
right, well, 3 out of 31 will be in our prioritization. Because if we take the 9 out of 31, land use 2 will not have an action item.
That they didn't think was a priority. Being the authority on that chapter, am I forcing them to make a priority they didn't choose? Why did I have them prioritize?
My thought process is the master plan advisory committee agreed upon the strategies as being important. So if we ignore land use 2, there'll be nothing, none of the action items will be in the top 25
As a lead,
as a lead.
but we're only giving land use 2 more. Oh, because we're going top 5 for everything.
There's 3 total strategies, right? For
Yeah.
land use.
But they looked at,
We looked at
and you
it,
can say,
absolutely.
they looked at enhancing
And
the
Joey-
town center, livable, workable, walkable, healthy. That is the strategy.
Yeah.
They didn't feel was a priority over other things, opportunities for housing in strategy 3 and future development and growth.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take them away from their expertise and knowledge to say, we also want you to work on this.
Yeah, cause what we're saying effectively by what you've done here is we're saying that every strategy has at least a high priority. And
Right,
the reality is some of the strategies
And
not
they,
really
and
deemed
they
a priority
looked
by
at,
anybody.
and they
Like 6 of
looked
them.
at the ones that
deemed-
may be
yep.
in process.
Mhm.
That may be quick and effective to do in the first 5 actions. And we're gonna throw one, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Do,
I guess, I think
does that
yeah,
make sense?
questioning whether or not every strategy,
Needs to be
is a high- is the
represented
highest
as the
priority.
top.
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
and again, I mean, I
Some
get it,
only
but I don't
have
know if
2.
maybe,
Some
and this is
only
one of the
have
interesting
2.
ones, there's only 2, yeah.
And this is a group that has a lot of them,
Also, yeah,
where the others don't, and they'll probably fall out in their top 5
Yeah.
and be represented. Who is the other ones? Ag was missing one.
Yeah,
Um,
but theirs was, their priority was 2 out of 4.
That's what I thought.
right,
So they really the only one you have an issue with,
is.
well, maybe
and economic
historical.
Historical's number
development has
5.
31 as well. And what is their number 2? Let's look and see what it actually is.
So can I ask why we need specifically 50 top lead action?
Pardon what?
So I know we were looking at our top 50 lead
Yeah.
actions. Does it need to be 50?
Doesn't have to be 50.
Okay. Cause there's 20, I mean, there's 28 organizations that are lead. I mean, if we're looking for more than just, 28. actions, like we could pick their one and twos. I mean, it's a little over 50.
Okay, well,
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if we're going by what they already set.
Or the top
all right,
5
okay,
for everybody.
go to page 2.
Okay.
Bottom of the page.
Mhm.
This process only has 51 in on it,
Mhm.
okay? So this is. The last section here is we're taking the top 5 priorities from all organizations. Okay,
Mhm. Plus new ones we added.
plus the new ones we
Yeah.
added.
Yeah. But if we take the top 5 from everybody, then we wouldn't need 29 through 34. Their 3, 4, and 5 would theoretically just move up into that.
I think, right, item 30, which is ranked number 9, would be the one that would drop out if we were to consider things that weren't,
Yeah,
if we're only gonna consider the top 5 from everybody, right?
okay. Well, we could,
Which is, I think what our goal was to help them focus. They didn't know what each other did necessarily.
yeah,
And help them focus on those
yeah,
top from their group. I think we should give them back their top, maybe we give them back their top 5. And then their next 5, if they decide as a group. Cause we have an opportunity to rehash this, like the select board. I assume we're gonna see what we all submitted. We're gonna rehash it. We're gonna discuss it. What were your thoughts on that? Do you really think that is the top priority if we do this, this, or this? And we may come back and say, no, you're right. That's probably number 4. So maybe we give them their top 5 and second 5.
well,
Or we give them their entire ranking, but we highlight, these
Yeah.
were your top 5.
Hmm.
Cause they're gonna wanna go back and discuss those now that they see the results. If they didn't do it as a group in the
Yes.
first place.
Mm.
but
Yeah, I mean, I
what
would,
we don't want is historical prioritizing select board. We don't want select board
Mhm.
prioritizing planning board, right? Okay,
Mhm.
so we could theoretically put on here top 10,
Mhm.
okay? But somebody independent has to prioritize the list to get it down to 50, if we want 50. And we could have 60. The whole idea of 50 or 60 is make sure we're focusing on the highest priority items. Getting the biggest bang for the buck.
Can I jump ahead a little
Sure.
bit? Where are we going to cross-reference this to the support parties? Do they sync up with the leads?
We have that covered in another handout.
Okay,
Okay,
all right. Cause again, if that's their first, but their support, everybody else is saying that's the last for me, that's something we have to reconcile. Somebody has to reconcile. I don't know if that's us or between the parties.
I
I don't
would.
mean to get ahead of you,
Okay,
but it sort of comes into play here. At least for my mind to grasp what we're asking of them.
well, I don't think we're asking them to do anything right now.
Well, we want to present to them what they toiled over,
Right,
so they can focus,
yeah,
but it's what they submitted. That's, it's not a lot of items. But again, for the planning board, we're sticking number 9 in there where they thought it was number 9 in their top 5, if it's 5.
yeah, but that was just to fill the void of land use too, which.
That nobody thought was a priority one,
Right, so, okay, so we can discount that.
yeah,
I don't have a problem with that. That whole section on strategy, we can discount
okay.
and we'll just we'll proceed. Rather than the top five, we could go to top 8. You tell me what you'd like to do.
Well, it's an unusual number that nobody would be expecting.
Mhm.
What, 8?
Yeah. Or 7, one for every day of the week. And then, of course, they're gonna come back with their hopeful scorecard and tell us out of the, hopefully those are gonna be their priorities, 1, 2, and we can get 3 of these done
Mhm.
this coming
Right.
period, and hopefully they're 1, 2, and 3,
Well,
but they may not be.
they may not be, because some of these are gonna be relatively quick to do, and some of them are gonna take a lot of time.
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
And
All right, so we won't necessarily try to cover.
the only one that will fall out is planning board land use 2.1 for 9 out of 30. All the others will still be.
For ones are,
They'll just-
Everybody else rolls out, yeah,
everything
just
else
fall
fall
into the bottom
Yeah.
right?
section, okay?
okay, yeah, agreed.
Okay.
All right, so I'll strike that section.
Mhm.
Would you like me to expand the top 5 to a higher number? Because we'll. That will only give us, if we strike that one item, we got 50 done.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything magical about 50,
Yeah, there's nothing.
but
If we resorted this by group, does that give everybody at least how many groups had leads? Do you
Well,
recall that number?
there's 28 leads here, but there are
That
two
number
number,
here, right?
2 of them have number 1s, so it's 26. Parks and Rec had 2 number 1s.
Okay. Yeah.
And somebody else.
26
Yeah.
liaison groups.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but some of them only had a few
Yeah,
anyway.
So-
So I don't know. I think. Give them the top. Big number.
what would you like?
Well,
Okay.
I'm backing up even further. I'm trying to figure out. How this, what the overall goal of this list is, because one of the things I think maybe inadvertently is, like, if I'm doing the math in my head right and figuring out how this works. Any committee that has, say, only 5 or less items,
Yeah,
all of their items are now on the top 50 list.
Yeah.
Where somewhere like select board or planning board, which has 40 or whatever the number is.
yeah,
Only maybe 4 or 5 might be on the list, so a relatively small percentage of their items make the priority list, whereas a group that has only 3 or 4 items, all of them are priority. I don't know if that's an unintended consequence, I don't know if that's good or
I
bad.
was thinking, does a percentage work, give them their top 33%, but that means someone who only has 5, only has 2 items in the top as well.
Exactly. I don't
So
know,
I think I would just give everybody their top 10 or less, I don't know.
it kind of goes back to exactly what are we trying to drive with this list? That's not clear to me, I hate to admit,
On ranking, top
ranking
50.
everybody's across the entire,
Yeah,
Well, that's where I said I think it marries in with the support parties to make sure
Mhm,
they're in sync
They realize-
with everybody who's
Right, right.
supposed to help them.
sure, alright, I can see.
And
Okay.
all of those supports, did they rank those things to be able to support those leads?
Okay.
I think that's really the exercise, and if we narrow it to the top, in this case, I guess 50. We then look at the top 50 supports, and are they in sync?
Yep, that I get as far as using this as a tool to make sure that everybody,
More
board of folks are
so-
coordinated with the overall priority.
Yeah, and then it tells
Organization,
each
sure.
lead where they
Mhm.
collectively
Yeah.
ranked. Because they haven't necessarily seen that, but I think it's a 2-part thing. This is how you all ranked it, but more importantly, everyone else agrees with you.
Yeah.
Or totally disagrees.
Yeah.
And that's where I said, I think if there's a wide variation on a particular item, those parties probably need to get together on it. or their liaison needs to.
Yeah. If the intent is to drive the support parties and make sure that they're aware of where support's needed and where the priorities are. Then again, ask, I think, is it? Are we doing, is having only a certain number from each party the right way to do that? Because what that means is, planning board or select board item number 6, or anybody who has a bunch, item number 6 on their list isn't gonna be here. And the support parties are gonna say, well, it's just not my, that's a lower priority than
I hear you.
something that might have been the last priority of another group that only had 4 or 5 items.
Or they're all gung ho to work on it
Yeah.
and it's not in their top
That's not going
10 and they
anywhere. Yep.
lose all their inflation.
Whereas something by default, which a group that only had 4 items, they said, yeah, this thing, we're not doing that, not for a while at least, I don't know.
Yeah, and some only have one.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah,
item,
so by
so
definition. I
We
get,
have a lot that only
there's
have
being,
two,
yeah,
three,
number one,
yeah.
and I agree with the overall philosophy that every organization's number one thing should be. Something that's focused on, but. I don't know, I'm not,
Number 1 doesn't have a number in it. Beautification and wellness, that's.
oh, yeah,
Haven't done yet.
cause we haven't been, well, we
Well,
only recently
Because
finished.
you don't have the number
That's the
filled.
only remaining item for lead groups.
Yeah, okay.
It's not in.
Yep, yep, yeah.
That's okay. So am I hearing, you don't think we should have a top 50? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I think having a top 50 or whatever the right number
Yeah,
is good. I think really to try to communicate.
okay.
I think the biggest value is communication of the importance for the support teams to know that, oh yeah, this is,
All right.
and to make sure there's alignment if,
How many lead items were there? Do we just publish the leads?
It was 135 or something
Yeah,
like that.
about 136, but I think there were some added.
There's some add-ins and we canceled a couple, so.
Yeah. So yeah, someone.
So I don't think we wanna get into prioritizing 136 by ourselves.
No.
That's why I was trying to get it down to a reasonable process quantity for us to prioritize. So how about if I take this list, take out that land use
Mhm.
number 2 totally,
Yep.
and give everybody's up to the top 10 and see how many that gives us.
Okay.
In our next
See what it
meeting,
falls
See what it
out.
looks like, I
Yeah.
guess,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
does that sound a reasonable approach?
And for
Curious.
me, I would want to regurgitate it, once you have that, by its rank, also then resort it by each lead party, and what does it look like for each lead party? Is that of value?
Think you'll see each lead party with their top 10. And the next one with their 10, up until then you're gonna have folks which have less than 10,
Right,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's what they're gonna wanna see too, is what are my top 10? You know.
Yeah. Well, I would assume that the lead parties that have, I would assume that all the lead parties that know what their own prioritization is.
I have no idea what select board is.
All right, Frank.
I have no idea.
That being said, I'm not so sure I know what the planning boards are either, but
You got worse than me. You got 5 different, 6 different, 7 different people that had input on that. I don't know.
yeah. And so I know numerically, if you crunch the numbers, you get a
So-
thing, but I know the planning board hasn't had a conversation where we said, oh, this is your number 1, it was 9 and 5, what do you think?
All together, correct.
No, we all did it independently and I wanna say there was generally some alignment there, but I don't.
Mhm.
Maybe there's still a step there. I don't know.
All right, I'll bring back a different package for our next meeting. Not a problem. Other, a different approach that anybody would like to offer up?
I don't know about a different approach, but, I was kind of thinking the same way you were, Dave, there's certain groups that only have a few
Right.
leads. So for even looking at top 10, it's gonna cover, 20 different groups here. more than that, 23, that's all of their priorities. And then of course, only a percentage from planning, select board and economic development, who has a, you know, a larger amount, so. So I guess when we establish the top 50. Like when we look at timing of things.
That's where I think I get what you're getting to, that then they're gonna come back with their score basis. This is what we think we're gonna do this week, and it might be their number 1, 4, and 7,
Mm,
Yeah,
and maybe 12, because
Mhm.
they can knock that off or it's already in process.
sure,
So they won't match. This is gonna be a guide to the town's departments and
Mhm.
parties' priorities. Not necessarily what they could get done.
Mhm.
And I guess that would guide them on their next year's, okay, so what are the other ones that were the top that we didn't get to?
Mhm.
And again, maybe it's a focus tool. Maybe.
okay.
Mm.
And we'll probably think differently when we see it next week, goes to town.
Right.
We're flexible here.
Maybe we need a student to clarify this.
Might be here next time.
Hmm.
Okay, the next thing I had on the agenda was to,
You know, I'm sorry, it wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe invite one of our leaders to our next meeting to go through this and see if that makes sense to them.
Mhm.
And is that how they would focus? I don't know. Or we could all have a talk with whoever our liaisons are, so. But they're looking for us to tell them how to proceed, I think.
Yep.
They're looking for the guidance.
I should know the answer to this question, but I don't. Have we flown back out to, like, you received all the individuals, I think most of the committees did it the same way, right? Everybody independently scored their, with the exception of a few did them in committee, literally
Mhm,
kind of
yeah.
facilitated that. But I don't know, planning board, we all did them independently, you guys sound like you did them independently. Have we crunched all the numbers? I mean, you know, and
That's what I'm
flowed
saying.
back out to everybody,
No, that's what I'm
results of
saying.
their
This,
thing.
this made, that's why I asked how many lead items are there, 135. Do we just wanna do that master list
just for each individual.
and then sort it by each group?
And then
give
send
them
it
the
back to
total.
them so they can see.
Not that we would prioritize that, but at least
No,
give
yeah,
them
give them,
that.
hey, here's the result of your individual numerical
Correct.
rankings.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, so the select board, I'm sure is gonna say, I don't agree with that. One or two of us don't agree with number 4.
There could be one where exactly, you know,
yeah,
one person thought it was a number
Yeah.
2 and that raised it up there to get to a 4, where the other people put it as an 8 or whatever, you know, I don't know.
Mhm.
Especially when you get.
let me try to answer. your
Yeah,
question.
okay, yeah, sure.
I'm not sure if I sent everyone out.
Okay.
I probably did not send, some I did, I'm sure.
Yeah,
However, the new items that we've added have not been added to the individual sheets yet, and those haven't gone out,
fantastic.
okay? Because we got, what, 6 new
Yeah.
action items.
Yeah,
So they don't even know they got new ones.
Correct.
I need that's something
Yep.
I need to do.
Yep.
So I've gotten 2 communications that are on my to-do list, and one is that.
Yeah.
The latest and greatest out there with the new action items, and the other one is on our agenda tonight, and that is to send out something saying it's time to sign up for year by
Apply.
year.
Yeah.
Your commitments.
Right.
Yep.
I'm looking for the agenda, which I misplaced.
I got it electronically here somewhere.
For just
Here
for
it
today.
is.
Yeah, okay.
Let me pay attention.
Mhm.
All right. So the next item was on the list was complete a force comparison exercise. This is a prioritization process. It's a fairly simple way to prioritize a list, but it would take too much communication to give this back to the individual parties to have done it. But for a small group, we could do it. This is a process that GE used to do. They probably still do. Each manager would have to do a paired comparison of everybody in his organization. And you would look at John Doe versus Sally,
Mhm.
say who does their job more effectively.
Mhm.
And if you did it more effectively, you got a 0, and if you were second, you got a 1.
Mhm.
You had to do that for everybody in the organization. And that, they put it on a spreadsheet and it flows out there. The lowest grade is your highest ranked individual. And the highest grade is your lowest ranked individual. And that would be used for a number of things. It would be used for determining who got the biggest salaries for the year,
Mhm.
who was put on the promotion list, who was put on the list for broadening for their future. And
And
unfortunately,
the
those,
other end of the list.
the bottom end of the list say these are the people we need to improve,
Yeah.
you know? But once you go through the process and you understand the process, it's easy to do. And we could do that for our prioritization when we get to the top 50. And I got a sample tonight, we could do a group of 4 and see how it works.
What is our goal in doing that?
Well, I was assuming we were gonna have a massive list of things. We had to get crunched down to the top 50. And I was looking for a way for us to prioritize that so we could get it to the 50.
That's a lot of comparisons still, isn't it?
Huh?
That's a lot of comparisons, right?
Well,
If
if
you
you
do-
take the first 28, saying all number ones go in,
Yeah.
bingo.
Okay,
Okay, so that cuts the top 28 right out.
okay.
Okay, and then we added the 5 strategies, 5 out of 6 strategies, so there's 5 was, so 33, we don't have to prioritize.
Okay.
So we just gotta prioritize the balance. So what we would do is we would read. Put the list on the
Yeah,
spreadsheet
yeah,
and
yeah.
on the x-axis and the y-axis.
Yeah, sure.
And you go through and you read the first one,
Mhm.
and you say, okay, I'm assuming that they're successful. Okay,
Mhm.
and
That-
which one's gonna have a bigger impact on the town?
Mhm.
Which one's gonna have a bigger impact on the strategy? You compare the two. Give a 0 and a 1.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then you
But that's
compare.
my opinion. Didn't their rank, their prioritization already put that in order? Why am I gonna now try to
cause we're trying to get to a top 50.
but then we're taking out of order, I don't know. I think the top 50 is just how they ranked.
Yeah, I think I get what you're getting at.
Huh?
If we have a list of more than 50, how do we get it down to 50?
Right,
Yeah, and if you assume, well, one for every strategy, which maybe we're not doing anyway, but whatever, and then you have a bunch, and then you have. Whatever it is, 17 spots left, and you have 24 candidates for those.
It's just an arbitrary number. Why don't I have a top 135? There are 135 plus or minus.
Yeah.
Why am I trying to blend? I don't
I'm with you.
understand the goal. If they've already I think we just need to tell them, these are how you prioritize them. Now you tell us how you're going to implement in these timeframes, in the scorecard that we gave them.
okay.
Mhm.
I think we're making it more complicated, and I can't even follow why I would do that. Do you? Do you see where that's going?
Well, if it, like, just I know, Norm, you're great with the numbers and the data, but my mind doesn't work like that. So I was like, well, let's take everybody's number 1s and everybody's number 2s, and then we'll get, if we wanted 50, like, we would get to 50 just by.
Job isn't to now take this book and we put it in the order that the 4 or 5 and a half of us deem a priority.
Mhm.
Cause now we're influencing with our own personal opinions, data. Those groups have already sorted.
Okay.
I don't think we're supposed to resort their sorting. And that's what I'm saying, they were take the planning board knows what's on their plate, knows what's on the town's plate in that area. I can't make that judgment, that's more important, I can't make that judgment.
Okay.
That's more important than this or that.
I was visualizing the top 50 to be. To show, to maximize the impact. Of getting the most done for the buck.
We don't know what it costs.
I know that.
I don't know how we can do that. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I don't know how we can do that. I can't put that in a line zero column.
I just thought the top 50 might be a more effective way to give some downward pressure on people to get, on committees to get things done,
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
we don't know what's a quickie. I wouldn't know how to rank those. I don't know what's a quickie for them and what is a horrible labor.
Yeah, I think maybe it does make sense, all these committees went through, they're the experts in their
Okay.
areas. They've ranked them. Now granted, I don't know that, like I said before, I think we'll provide service for them by feeding back to them their rankings based on all the calculations and whatnot that you've got. So they know what they actually decided and maybe can have a little bit of a feedback loop and decide amongst themselves whether or not they think that is.
When they try to put them on that scorecard to submit to us for their first.
Exactly. Once they come up with their, hey, here's my plan for the year. And I don't know if we're gonna ask them for a 1-year plan or a 2-year plan. But maybe what the list we wanna put together is not so much our own ideas of what the top 50 is, but after we have them come back with here's all the ones we're gonna work for the first year. Then we distribute that to everybody, so everybody knows, planning board is working on item number 6. They're gonna come see me for support actions. I better be ready. Yeah. And that way,
Yeah.
effectively, the prioritization will be whatever the collective organization decides is their thing that they're gonna put in their plan. Or
They're the ones being measured and wanting that green light,
Yeah.
green bar, green check mark, whatever.
Cause I'm envisioning those plans are gonna be, here's the 5 things I'm gonna be working on. I mean, planning board's not gonna do all 40 in 1 year, or even work on all 40.
Even if it's ranked number
Right.
2, it may not be
It might not make it.
feasible
Right,
right,
until year 3.
right.
correct.
So there'll be a subset of
All right,
ones. that
so
can work on.
So-
am I hearing don't wanna do a top 50, top 60 or anything top? That's
I
what
would
I'm hearing.
be, can we like mull it over till the next?
Sure.
I don't wanna dismiss it, 'cause
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know, you put a lot of thought into that,
Yeah.
You
but
have them all plugged into something. Do you wanna
Mm.
share that and let us
Yeah.
look at it
Yeah.
and play with it a little bit? You've got the whole 135 by every group, right? In one spreadsheet? Or do you?
I have that in one spreadsheet, yes.
Okay.
Can you share that and let us look at it and
kind of think
think
about,
how,
yeah,
if
like,
if I were gonna give this to a bunch of different people to
Mm.
assign to them, how would I do it? But I
And
think I have to see the
yeah.
bucket.
And I'm kind of interested to see everybody's like 1s and 2s and how many cause clearly they put a prior, like 1 and 2, but to your point that you just made, some of them might be long-term. Long-term time frame versus like a short one, and maybe they can get short ones done quicker, so I don't know, I'm not to make more work, but on the table, on the spreadsheet that you have, I know like when we go through the strategies here, we have the lead supporting parties, which is already in the spreadsheet. Did you include the time frame on that too from here or not yet?
We did not.
Okay,
Oh.
is that something that we
Well,
could potentially add in? Not saying that you have to do it, like I could certainly assist.
Well,
But I'm just like, it might be helpful too to see, like, if we're looking down the list of what they put top priorities, is it a short-term or a long-term time frame? You know, or
Most of them,
medium?
if I'm just looking through a chapter, most of them say short terms, comma, ongoing.
Yeah.
Mm,
There's not many that are long.
Yeah,
One of the
sometimes
original
it's
sheets
medium.
had that,
It did, okay.
but none of my current sheets have anything.
I mean, I don't see, it's either ongoing or short, or there's a long term.
Yeah, somewhere,
Evaluate educational curricula.
Yeah,
yeah. Well, and
which is
some are, yeah,
constant.
short, and then some like medium, like under land use, they have a couple medium, which medium is 6 to 9 years. Right? And even short term, 3 to 5 years, so,
yeah. I didn't agree with the time framing on any of that. So,
oh, okay.
I would be almost to say that the time framing is gonna be kind of a relook, is
Yeah.
that team.
Again, that. team-
Initial
Yeah,
assessments,
yeah.
exactly, the working
Sure.
team is the one that's gonna really,
Yeah.
hey,
It could be long term,
In
but they
business-
started working on it last year.
Sure, sure.
You know, in business, short term, you're usually talking weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe days.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not talking 3 to 5 years.
Right,
You know?
Yeah.
right. Well, I guess in the, you know, a long-term plan, you know, for a 20-year plan, maybe, you know, 3 to 5 isn't too long, but. Okay,
Okay,
Alright.
but yeah, maybe, like Diane said, maybe if we look at the full list compiled before we decide, like, do we help determine any other priorities, or we have a top 50? Maybe the top 50 is already kind of defined based on the group's priority.
okay. So we won't do that force comparison exercise, no problem.
But thank you for the
Mhm.
suggestion.
That's fine, it's fine.
Thought into that.
So the next item is discussion on having each lead organization establish their goal. So we're gonna, assuming we approve the measurement package tonight, which is under old business. We're going to need to have them sign up for by year. On how many they're gonna, how many they're gonna complete. And do we care which items it is? I don't care, but it sounds like you do.
Well, we want them to know what we want them to have their conglomerate ranking. So that they're working as a team
Oh, yeah, I assume.
Yeah.
and to
They
be
know.
able to discuss how that fleshed out. That is certainly how I'm gonna approach
Yeah.
it with my group.
You know, it may be the first one, the number one item is a 3-year progress.
Mm,
So it's not gonna be, show up until year 3 to be completed.
mhm.
So number 5 might be done.
Yeah.
In 2 months.
Yeah.
So they'll put that in so they can
For
get.
sure, correct.
Right,
Correct.
yeah,
Get an attaboy.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
And I guess it depends on their focus. Do they want the score? Do they wanna get the thing done? Yeah. So did we conclude that they're gonna get the group's prioritization fed back to them? Globally, what their total group was, their weighted
Yeah.
rankings.
yes,
Right. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna need that.
They will, absolutely.
yeah, with the new items added.
Yep.
Now, one of the reasons why I didn't send them all out, now that I think of it, was they haven't submitted their support stuff, so they're not complete. We got the leads. but we got a lot of holes on support.
All right, so we know who's outstanding on support.
Yeah,
So we should all reach out to them and give them a real push. And they're holding up the process.
Are they, I mean, can we move forward without all the supporting?
Well, we haven't.
what we
I
can
think we
complete
need to
is,
guide that reconciliation.
that's
I
the,
don't think they're gonna do it. I think we need to look at, why did this guy say, this group says it's in their bottom third, but all the supports think that's the most important. What is it that they're not
Yeah.
recognizing the lead?
Yeah,
well, I can get where that stands for our next meeting. But it's got holes because
it's
we don't
not-
have, we're missing a lot of supports. But I can tell you that there are a couple in there that.
They're
I open.
interesting.
Well, for one, it's the lithium battery storage. Planning the select board put it up high, the public doesn't want those things. In their towns, so the other committees rated those low, select board rated it high. Okay.
Mhm.
Cause nobody wants that fire that's gonna take place in their town, wherever it is in their town,
Was that under climate? What was that under?
I don't remember.
Really?
I remember the
Yeah.
action.
Was it-
So this is why I think we need to, I think the groups need to see that,
Mhm.
because we may have whoever filled those out may have misinterpreted how they were ranking those.
Okay,
And did they all treat stuff that was in process the same so that the ranking was uniform in application? This is my worry.
okay,
And then I think we need to probably look at that I keep calling it that reconciliation to those swings and make sure, I don't think we just want to send that out to them and say, hey, you got you're out of sync here with the rest of the groups. What are you gonna do about it? I think we need to look into those
okay,
as our liaisons
Okay.
to the parties. And see if we can identify why that is.
Mhm.
I think that's our duty.
Yeah.
Agree?
Yeah, and so maybe instead of sending out all of the lead and support ones, maybe just back to the lead actions for everybody while we.
Those are
Because
complete.
that are
Complete,
complete,
yeah.
the leads are complete, so we could send the leads
Send it
back
back.
and say, hey, here's how you guys ranked it.
How many of the supports are still missing? I don't need to jump all over.
Yeah.
all right, let's go to our tracking log.
Historical and parking rec.
Just the two, thank you.
If you go to the heading, support action priority received,
Mhm.
okay, W is working, R is. Um. I've sent out a reminder. But haven't got anything back, but W says they're working. So we're missing some good sizes, within community preservation supposedly is working on it, you guys promised me
Yeah.
in the parking lot. Historical hasn't sent anything in, planning board hasn't, our Parks and Rec hasn't.
Mhm.
Climate change hasn't. Select board hasn't, agriculture hasn't. Well, I know they're working it, but
Being W means they're working on it?
Yeah.
Working on it, okay.
Yeah.
somebody reported that they're working on it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And down in the bottom area where the light green. I don't think, with the exception of the finance committee. There's not a lot of input coming there, and I don't know if it's needed. But I would like the finance committee. Fire department's in,
so we can look at those that you don't have in the green. And we can make a determination if it's one item, are they even really necessary? And could we be complete if you get the rest of the ag, the select board, the climate change, that was the select board other one, right?
yeah,
AKA select board. And park and rec historical, so a couple, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And maybe we can just take a quick look at the light greens and are they of any impact if we don't have them? On supports, is there a summary of supports without us looking through the book?
For how many supports,
For those, how many support items did the assessors have, how many did the?
yeah, like I know the agricultural commission had 34 supports, that's why it's been taking them a little bit.
The assistant chief operating officer, is that maybe?
yeah, she is.
Oh,
She
she
is
just,
too.
because she said mirror Nicole's,
Yes,
so technically, oh, and she's done, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
She is the next, okay. Cemetery, how many did the cemetery have? A lot? I don't know how to find that.
there we go.
Cemetery, cemetery.
I think they had
Let me see.
two.
Cemetery had
Oh,
one support action according to.
Okay,
the-
so that would be
from a while back.
inconsequential, right?
Right,
One. What did the assessors have? One? Are
Assessors.
you on this list?
Yeah, I think it's that, isn't it?
I don't know.
Uh,
All right, what do you got?
Other,
What do you got,
assessors?
Assessor. Or
Assessors,
support.
I have 5.
I must have a different list.
Yeah.
What's it? Mine's from January.
Mine's not dated.
Mine's outdated.
Wait a minute, I have one from January too, let's see. What do you suppose is the most recent? Oh, good question. Right,
Although I don't think I printed one.
Does
from
yours look like
January,
that?
so-
Is that what yours looks like? Same?
that's,
You got, what's in?
no, actually, I got a different one, mine has a total of 560 in the corner here. And I got one dated in January with 575 in the corner there.
I don't know. if it's-
Yeah, the one I have too is 575.
Yeah, and this one with 587.
I'm looking for my original, I haven't found it yet.
Oh.
I got so many files here.
Yeah.
Who's E?
Did you have 138 leads?
I had, it went from 135 to 136,
Hmm,
and I got 138.
Yeah, I don't know what date this was. There's no date on it.
Well, ballpark figures in there probably.
Yeah, I would,
Yeah.
say, yeah, either way, assessor, so 5 or 6.
5, 6, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
a low number.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
Chamber of Commerce, we don't care about, it's an outside organization.
Yeah, there's, they only have-
PRC is an outside organization. Okay. Doesn't matter how many they had. I don't think so. Community Preservation Coalition, outside. Finance Committee working on their supports, but as they said, they don't really make policy, they don't really do things, they just approve funding, so I don't think their support rankings are gonna be of impact,
Okay,
right? It's do we have the money or not on those,
yeah,
I
Mhm.
guess. Yeah.
and it wouldn't matter until they're seeking funding. And historical, what do you got for them?
Historical
Support.
15.
15 support.
Mhm.
Oh, that one makes a difference though, huh? When are they meeting?
September?
I think they're done for the summer.
No, they
And
took
then
an
I
action
would
to
make
do
a
it
call.
remotely, but
Then
yeah.
I would make a call that we do it with what we've got,
Okay,
would,
Yeah, and I was gonna say, I know like the Agricultural Commission has a lot of support, I mean, 34, somewhere
Mhm.
around there. But I am honestly, I've asked them, I know some of them have done it, I think they were waiting for a couple, I'll go back and check, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But with their farm day coming up,
Yeah,
that's their
they-
priority right
all
now,
right, yeah.
so,
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, we could go with what they,
I'm
partial
talking, I'm
list.
talking about the guys in the green at the bottom.
yeah, but I mean, if we were looking to get like something from them before. Like in the next month, it might be difficult. From like, somebody that has a lot of support. Priorities. I know we have some of them, so we could go with a partial, from their committee. If we just want to get a sense of what they were.
Can you read off the list?
I'll be
What
glad
Mhm.
to.
what does CPC have?
CPC has
Support?
10, I believe. What was it? I was just looking at that. Yep, 10.
And how many people do you think are outstanding?
Hmm.
A lot,
Yeah, I'd say a lot.
okay. And historical. What did we just say historical?
15.
That was Historical Society down the bottom. Oh, okay, so they're 15.
Yeah.
Park and Rec. And these are approximate depending on.
Park and Rec
who-
14.
Oh, they're a lot too.
They did say that they would try to get it done by their next meeting. which is mid-August.
When are we meeting next?
August.
Alright, so we could. We could focus on. The 135 leads for our next meeting, if they come back by August 6th. If I can get the select board with a deadline and get their. 2 sections finished. And then we've got ag, how many items did they have?
34.
Yeah.
I think they sent me a partial. I'll go back and double check my email on what they sent last. I think they were missing a couple committee members.
So we can do a last plea
Mm,
to those outstanding.
mhm.
And ask them to get them in by August 6th.
Yep.
Our next meeting, and then we can review them by that, when did you say, Park and Rec was meeting, the mid-August?
Yeah, I asked for it for 30 days and they were, when did I go to the meeting?
So we can ask for it by,
The 13th or 14th, I thought.
Yeah,
so we can ask for it by. That date,
yeah,
all these other committees, so let's say, what day of the week is that? Mid-August,
yeah. And well, we said I'll take input piecemeal. I'll take it in
Yeah, I'll
any
go
form,
back.
you know, I'm not particularly.
I know they gave me some like handwritten stuff and then they were missing some, I'll double check on what they.
Okay.
On what they sent,
so. Second week in August is 8/13, is that when you thought Park and Rec was gonna be?
Yeah.
So we could. And then we'll meet probably on the 20th or the 27th.
Well, let's see, the next meeting is August 6th and then we'll be 3 weeks into
So
that.
then we'll be the 27th.
Mhm.
So we could even ask, so we could ask for it by Friday, August 15th.
Mhm.
And then we could have something to review on the 27th.
I will be out of town on the 27th, just in Montana.
Yeah.
We're going to my family.
Yeah, and my friend's getting married and she lives out there, so, yeah.
Unless we meet on the 20th.
Well, there's a reason why, I don't remember why, but maybe that's a CPC meeting night or something.
I believe it is.
All right,
Third one's.
you think they're here on the 27th then?
I'm checking right now. I think I am here at 27.
I have no life, so I'm here.
And not only am I here, but I have that MPIC meeting on my calendar.
On the 27th. All right, so we could ask for that hard deadline 8/15, so that the MPIC can move forward the 27th, and even if we don't complete it, then we'll be able to work on it that following week,
Okay.
when you are here.
But the big one's gonna be yours, in the select board.
Well, I'll sit on the Wednesday. That sound like a good plan?
Okay,
And then if we don't get that, we send it out with what we've got.
Yep.
And put it on the select board. It's a little wonky. But, and that is for their remaining support items. Sorry, didn't need to take that over.
that's not a problem. Not a problem. Anything else on the tracking log? Okay, so we didn't really finish up on discussion of having each lead organization establish their goals. Do we want to wait a little bit longer before we send that out?
Yeah, I think,
I think if we get that stuff by 8/15 and we make sure, that's where we can take a look at what's out of
Okay.
sync.
Mhm.
Mhm.
before we send them on something and have to pull it back because we reconciled something.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. All right, on to old business, public display. You've had some successes to report there, job postings and,
That was, we did that last time, didn't we, where I had them on channel 15 and so forth? Is that,
no, well, no.
Oh, this is where-
Our last meeting was 6:10, so
yeah,
I think it's since then that you've been posted.
right, and I think I shared that back to all of you, the ad, is that what we're talking about? The ad
Yes.
for members
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Okay.
It-
Did anybody happen to see it on channel 15?
I did not.
I mean, it came out beautiful with Norm's original thing, and then I just put a little more action words into it, but it did get posted, it's actually running through 8:15 on channel
Okay.
15. Actually, yeah, 8:15. I put it in the library, put it in usual places, so. And again, we didn't get any hits on it yet.
All right.
Mhm.
Okay, we did the tracking log. All right, now we're back to the measurement package. I did the test sampling, I did lake management, I did conservation commission, and I did economic development. Nobody cried painfully
Mhm.
or anything. At least two of the organizations said, you gotta have a measurement package. And nothing will get done if you don't. Lake management said they like the simplicity of the red, white, red, green and yellow.
Mhm.
Even though it's complex to get there,
Mhm.
they did like this, the display.
Mhm.
And, but nobody gave me any pushback,
That's good.
you know. Economic development was a little concerned. A little concerned that,
Sounds exactly like my daughter and son-in-law,
oh,
with a little tiny kid. I'm sorry.
economic development says, we've done a lot of work already. We're gonna get credit for that? I said, of course you are. Just put it all in the first year that you're done, you know, it's,
Yeah.
yep.
Mhm.
And nobody complained about the time frame of year one beginning July 1st
Mhm.
of this year. So based upon that. You wanna release the measurement package? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to release the measurement package that
Okay,
has been reviewed by 3 other
okay.
lead groups.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Jessica seconded. Roll call vote?
I like it, but I'll stay, excuse me, I like it by a.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yes.
Justin Taylor, aye.
Cheever, aye.
Dan Gavin.
3, 4, 1 abstention. Good.
Good catch. Good one.
Mhm.
Good memory.
Yeah, sure.
Does anybody have anything else they wanna talk about? Next meeting is August 6th.
Mhm.
We don't, anybody know they won't be here for August 6th at this point? Okay.
Good to be here.
And tentatively, the next one is 8/27.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. Nobody has anything else, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote,
Justin Taylor.
Norm Cheever, aye,
Dan Gavin.
and one abstention.
Thanks.
All right.
Very good. Thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Thank
thanks
you.
for keeping it all organized.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say again, and